Magic. It's a word that instantly brings to mind images of witches casting spells, wizards waving wands, or shamans tapping into hidden energies. For thousands of years, many people have seen magic as nothing more than primitive superstition or even dangerous witchcraft. But that's a misunderstanding born from fear and a lack of understanding. At its core, magic isn't just hocus pocus or fantasy. It's a type of ancient science, a way to channel the hidden power of the mind and the forces of nature to create real effects in the world. Using precise rituals and focused intentions, magic acts as a kind of spiritual technology designed to shape reality itself. It's a way for humans to tap into unseen energies and bring about changes in their lives. To understand magic, we first need to strip away the mystery and break it down into simpler terms. When you really look at what's behind the practice, you find a series of specific actions that help connect our inner thoughts with the outer world. At the heart of it, magic sees our consciousness as the main force that shapes our experiences. The mind, when focused, can become a tool that influences reality. Here's how it works. When you focus your mind and set a clear intention, you generate a subtle kind of energy. This energy doesn't act like magic in the movies, but it's powerful in its own way. By focusing this energy, you're essentially aiming your thoughts and desires toward a specific outcome. Rituals help in this process by concentrating your attention and emotions, turning them into a sort of laser beam of intention. The tools of magic, symbols, chants, meditations, aren't random. They're used to sharpen this focus, helping to amplify your willpower. When you combine this with visualization, you can start to shape the world around you in small but significant ways. Think of it like programming your mind to work with the energies that already exist in nature. Magic uses methods that manipulate energy to bring about changes in the physical, mental, or spiritual realms. Techniques such as controlled breathing or visualizing light can alter our own states and even influence our surroundings. But there's an essential element to making all of this work: surrender. You have to let go of your ego and trust in the process. If you're only in it for personal gain or control over others, the process can backfire. True magic aligns with a universal harmony that's more about unity than personal power. In ancient cultures, these principles of magic weren't seen as supernatural. They were respected as a natural part of life. Magic was simply a skill that could be developed with dedication and practice. Sadly, in modern times, we've lost touch with these inner abilities. We often dismiss magic because it doesn't fit neatly into the boxes of modern science. Magic has been around since the dawn of human history. In early societies, people used magic to make sense of the world around them. Indigenous tribes, for example, used rituals to connect with the natural world and channel its energy. The oldest known spells go back over 30,000 years. Note, that's the oldest known spells. Magic itself likely goes back even further. For thousands of years, magical knowledge was passed down through generations, usually within small groups like shamanic tribes or temple initiates. These different traditions may have had their own unique methods, but they all saw magic as a way to work with invisible forces that influence reality. Through rituals that involved intense focus, practitioners could tap into these hidden dimensions and affect the physical world around them. In many indigenous practices, magic was deeply connected to the elements: earth, water, air, and fire. These were used for things like healing, predicting the future, and balancing human activity with nature's rhythms. In larger, ancient societies like Egypt, India, and China, more complex forms of magic emerged. This high magic involved intricate methods meant to elevate the mind and spirit. From simple folk magic to grand temple rituals, magic was a universal practice, focused on blending the power of the mind with the forces of nature. While rituals differed, the goals were often the same, whether that was ensuring a good harvest, strengthening a relationship, or connecting with spiritual beings. Skilled magicians learned to follow natural cycles and cosmic patterns, recognizing that timing and alignment with the universe enhance the effectiveness of their magic. In magic, energy is seen as a balance of opposites: light and dark, order and chaos, creation and destruction. These forces work together to keep the universe in harmony. But for magic to be effective, the practitioner's intentions must be pure. When intentions are guided by compassion or a desire for harmony, the results are beneficial. But if someone's only goal is personal gain or control over others, magic can turn dark, amplifying negative forces. Many ancient traditions warned against using magic for selfish purposes. They understood that with great power comes great responsibility. The more you develop your ability to harness these energies, the greater your responsibility to use them wisely. True mastery involves letting go of ego, allowing yourself to become a channel for nature's endless creativity. Adept practitioners knew that ego could corrupt their powers, turning magic into a mere projection of personal desires. But by keeping their motives selfless, they could work in harmony with the natural order. The most advanced forms of magic have roots in the world's earliest civilizations. Take ancient Egypt, for example. Egyptians saw magic as the very essence of life itself. Their priests and priestesses trained for years to connect with the gods and channel divine energy. The spells they used were carefully crafted, with specific symbols and words that carried deep meaning. These weren't just empty gestures. They believed each spell was a living, breathing force. In Egyptian culture, magic wasn't seen as something separate from religion. It was woven into everyday life. People believed that everything in the universe had a spirit, and that these spirits could be influenced through rituals. By aligning themselves with the gods, they felt they could bring harmony to their lives and protect their communities. This type of thinking wasn't limited to Egypt. In India, the practice of Tantra involves using rituals and symbols to connect with higher states of consciousness. Similarly, in ancient China, Taoist masters used meditation, breath control, and visualization to tap into the flow of qi or life energy. These practices were designed to help people find balance within themselves and with the world around them. Through all of these traditions, one thing becomes clear. Magic isn't just about casting spells or performing rituals. It's a way of seeing the world, a mindset that acknowledges the unseen connections between everything in existence. Whether it's a shaman in a forest or a priest in an ancient temple, practitioners of magic throughout history have shared a common goal: to work with the natural world rather than against it. But, as with any powerful tool, magic requires wisdom and responsibility. When used with good intentions, it can bring about healing, insight, and growth. But if misused, it can lead to chaos and harm. This is why so many traditions emphasize the importance of purifying one's motives and working for the greater good. To truly understand magic, we must look beyond the stereotypes and realize it's more than just superstition. It's a reminder that we're all connected in ways we don't fully understand. And while modern science has made incredible advancements, there are still things that remain a mystery, things that hint at a deeper reality, one that magic has always sought to explore. Magic. It's a word that immediately brings images of strange rituals, mystical symbols, and ancient secrets to mind. It's something that people have feared, misunderstood, and even banned for centuries. Yet, what if magic was more than superstition or fantasy? What if it was a real, practical way to connect with the world around us? Kemetic writings from ancient Egypt describe Heka, or magic, as the force behind the universe, the energy that sparked life and creation itself. Skilled practitioners used magic to bring their desires into reality, tapping into energies that helped them communicate with spiritual beings and natural forces. In Egyptian temples, rituals were performed to support human growth and spiritual evolution, using magic as a tool to shape both inner and outer worlds. Similarly, in ancient India, the Vedas, sacred texts, spoke of mantras and yantras as ways to call upon devas, or divine beings that maintained cosmic balance. For them, magic wasn't just about altering physical reality. It was about connecting to a larger cosmic order. Indian tantric practices took this even further. Tantric yogas believed in awakening Kundalini, an inner energy that lay dormant within each person. Through rituals, meditation, and chanting, they aimed to raise this energy and channel it for spiritual insight and power. The Agamas, another set of texts, gave detailed instructions on mystical arts, from alchemy to spells. These traditions blended magic with sciences of consciousness, combining knowledge of the mind and spirit to gain control over reality. Across the world, symbols, chants, and rituals have been used to help focus the mind and connect with unseen energies. From the runes of Norse traditions to the glyphs of the Egyptians, every culture developed its own language of symbols to express and access these hidden powers. Like a magnifying glass focusing sunlight, these practices concentrated energy, turning simple actions into powerful rituals that reached beyond the physical world. In Australia, Siberia, and the Americas, indigenous tribes developed their own magical practices suited to their lands and lifestyles. Native American shamans, for example, would fast, make offerings, or even shed their own blood as a way of bonding with power animals, spiritual creatures that could grant visions or powers. Their sand paintings, carvings, and chants weren't just art. They were a means of calling on the energies of nature for healing or guidance. To them, everything had a spirit, and magic was a way to communicate with the spirits of nature itself. In Mesoamerica, civilizations like the Aztecs and Mayans built on the magic of their ancestors, the Olmecs. They used advanced astrology and aligned their rituals with the sacred Tonalpohualli calendar, a 260-day cycle tied to cosmic events. Their codices, or written records, show that priests could supposedly take on animal forms, channel powerful forces, and give offerings to sustain the cycles of life. Magic was woven into every part of life, from farming to warfare. Across Asia and Europe, magical traditions had many similarities. Chinese divination, for instance, involved interpreting omens and balancing energies through techniques described in ancient texts. Norse shamans used runes and mythological archetypes to connect with deeper layers of consciousness. In each of these cultures, magic was seen as a way to navigate the unseen forces that link people, nature, and the universe. When the modern era began, with its focus on science and technology, magic started to lose its place in society. But the 19th century brought a revival of interest in these ancient practices. Secret societies like the Golden Dawn explored the connections between Jewish mysticism, Eastern spiritual traditions, and Egyptian magical practices. Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical Society was inspired by the spiritual teachings of the East, bringing ideas like karma and reincarnation into Western thought. Scientists, artists, and thinkers also became interested in magic. Figures like Nikola Tesla and Wilhelm Reich studied energies that mainstream science ignored. They believed there were subtle forces that could help explain the mysteries of life and consciousness. Artists and psychologists began to see magic as a way to unlock creativity and explore the depths of the unconscious mind. Magic, they believed, was a doorway into the hidden potential of the human spirit. If all of this is new or surprising to you, feel free to share your thoughts below. The more we talk about these ideas, the more we can learn from each other. In today's world, magic has taken on new forms. Practices like Wicca, chaos magic, and New Age rituals have emerged, adapting ancient practices to fit modern life. People use visualization, spells, and affirmations to bring their intentions to life, much like ancient magicians did. Some see magic as a path to personal growth, while others use it to deepen their connection to nature or make sense of life's mysteries. One modern approach is manifesting, where people visualize their goals to draw them into reality. This isn't so different from the intentions of ancient rituals. It's just adapted to today's individual-focused world. Some people use spells to bring meaning to everyday actions, making their lives feel richer and more intentional. While the techniques change, the core ideas remain the same. Magic teaches that the world outside mirrors our inner states. By directing our attention carefully, we can create positive changes in our lives and surroundings. However, magic isn't without its risks. When people use it for purely selfish reasons, whether for wealth, power, or control, they often face unintended consequences. Just as ancient traditions warned, desire unchecked by wisdom disrupts the balance of energy, leading to what some might call karmic backlash. In simple terms, if magic is used carelessly, it can end up doing more harm than good. Magic amplifies whatever intention you bring to it, whether that's love or greed. Without compassion and a sense of responsibility, power becomes destructive. At its best, magic is a path toward greater understanding and self-improvement. Practitioners can choose to use it for focus, gratitude, and acts of service. Through the lens of magic, we see that everything is connected. Life, in all its forms, is part of one great web. For those who want to go deeper, studying magical principles is a way to understand its dangers and rewards. Supporting experienced practitioners or joining communities that respect the wisdom of these traditions offers another path. Magic isn't a shortcut to power, and it isn't a replacement for real effort and compassion. It's a tool that, when used responsibly, can reveal hidden strengths and insights within ourselves. But trying to force results or use magic for selfish aims often leads to more harm than good. The most meaningful approach is one of humility, recognizing that magic is just one part of life's mysteries. Society's fear of magic comes from a misunderstanding. Throughout history, religious and cultural leaders have dismissed magic as evil, a threat to social order. But if we strip away the fear and look closely, magic is based on ancient understandings of consciousness and the patterns of nature. It's a way to connect with our inner selves and the forces that shape our lives. True magic requires a sense of responsibility. Used with the right intentions, it opens doors to knowledge and growth, showing us our place within the cosmos. Far from being mere superstition, magic is a form of self-discovery that taps into humanity's hidden abilities. It's about learning to work with the energies around us, using rituals to inspire growth and healing. So, as you think about magic, remember this: it's not about controlling the world around you. It's about aligning yourself with the world's natural rhythms. It's a way to understand the connection between mind, body, and spirit. In this way, magic can be a source of hope, creativity, and inner peace. Far from primitive or outdated, it's a reminder of the limitless potential within each of us. As long as people seek to understand the mysteries of life, magic will continue to evolve, offering new ways to explore the unseen. And while we may never fully understand its power, we can respect it as a part of our journey toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. Magic has always been humanity's way of reaching out to something bigger, something beyond what we can see or touch. Whether people believe they were connecting with gods, some higher power, or tapping into the mysteries of the universe itself, magic has been a bridge, a way to step beyond the ordinary and touch the extraordinary. Rediscovering this ancient practice isn't just about finding a new hobby or escape. It's about reconnecting with something fundamental, something that goes deeper than our everyday worries or ego-driven goals. For centuries, people misunderstood magic as just superstition, or worse, something dangerous. But when approached with respect and understanding, magic can be a tool for growth. Its rituals and practices remind us that to grow and develop as people, we need focus, intention, and a willingness to serve something beyond ourselves. At its core, magic reveals a hidden truth that everything, matter, energy, consciousness, is connected. This is something that our logic and reason can't always explain, but something that can be experienced in subtle ways. Magic helps us explore realities that are hard to describe with words. Materialistic views of the world often reject this depth, focusing only on what can be measured or proven. But magic offers a way to explore these deeper truths with discipline and openness, providing insights that are just as meaningful as those found in any scientific study. Through magic, people find a way to connect their minds and spirits with the universe in a way that feels natural and real, even if it's hard to put into words. In this process, we realize something powerful. The mind shapes the world around us, but the world also shapes the mind. This back-and-forth interaction reveals a kind of magic all on its own, a transcendent power that becomes clearer as we open ourselves to it. When seen this way, magic isn't the enemy of reason. It's actually something that can unify our sense of wonder and our desire to know. It's like an ancient piece of our human puzzle that can unlock new paths in our journey. The forgotten wisdom within magic holds keys that can help us take our next steps forward, both as individuals and as a society. By practicing magic responsibly, with a sense of humility and purpose, we can reconnect with the very flow of life. This isn't just about casting spells or doing rituals for fun. It's about tuning into a rhythm that's already there, waiting for us to notice.